Who has time for intros this week? It's been a massive week in the world of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Let's jump into the video. Welcome to another Microsoft Flight Simulator update video. This is where we bring you each and every week all the important news and updates on the development of this new flight sim. So please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that way we can tell you about all the important cool flight sim stuff that comes out each week. But before we get into this week's development news, let's jump into this week's previews and releases. Aerosoft is in the news again this week for an aircraft. This time it's their Twin Otter project. Aerosoft released some more cockpit shots highlighting the high detail that we are expecting to see with the Twin Otter. No ETA on release or price again, but other than the screenshots we are seeing here. As always, we're going to keep you posted on the development of the Twin Otter. PMDG announces that the DC-6 will be their first aircraft to be released on Microsoft Flight Simulator. Originally, we were expecting the 737 to be the first product, but the DC-6 development has outpaced the 737 and has been in testing for several months now. Even to the point where the PMDG team has released tutorial videos on the DC-6. We are expecting to see the release of the DC-6 within weeks and then the 737 before the end of the year. And we should be expecting to see some previews soon. This is coming from PMDG, of course. Orbex announces Catalina Island. The airport in the skies is coming to the new sim. Previously, this has been a product of Orbex in P3D and other simulators. In this version, the buildings will have higher texture resolution and they've been made using PBR technology. Ortho imaging for the island has been used, including Avalon Harbour, added points of interest and 3D people. There's no release date yet, but knowing Orbex, when they're showing screenshots, it will be released very soon. The Fly-by-Wire team this week dropped some more screenshots of their current in development aircraft, the A380. These screenshots are not a finished product, but they're more of a tease showing that work is still going on with the project. And of course, we are very keen to keep you updated here on Aus Flight Simmer channel on the ongoing developments when it comes to the A380. But this week, we've only got some tease shots. Moving on to this week's releases, the first one goes to the team at TDS Sims. They have released their GTN XI tool for Microsoft Flight Simulator. This tool is an advanced navigation tool designed to help pilots with their situation and awareness during flight. The tool enables pilots to see nearby airports, restriction areas, and local terrain. The tool acts as a flight planning utility, a radio communication panel, and it has the ability to view airport diagrams. You can pick up your copy of the TDS Sims GTX and XI over at their store. I'll leave a link in the description below. The next release is a freeware release. Normally we don't cover freeware products in this series, but we thought we'd give this one a mention. Ambition Pilots creates the Toolbar Pushback for the new sim. This toolbar is an improved on the better pushback tool from last year without the need for an additional apps. The tool allows you to adjust the tug speed, the direction with the ability to control the tug with your own controls. The tool also allows you to interact with the ground surfaces, including cargo doors and compartments. You can pick up your copy of the Toolbar Pushback from the Flight Sim at TO Store website. I'll leave a link in the description below. Again, this week there is too many airport releases to include in the update video, so here is a couple of smaller release airports this week. The first one goes to the team at Bank Angle Studios, and they have released, and hopefully I get this right, is the Harry Grodu, and I probably butchered that airport for the new sim. This is a high altitude airport that is found in the French Alps. It comes with a very challenging approach, including slope runways. Some of the features include custom ground textures, chairlift animation, so there's two chairlifts, one is at the end of the runway. Over 30 custom high detail buildings are around the airport, and you can pick up your copy of, I'll try to say it again, Harry Grodu, no, I would have butchered that again, airport directly from this store. I'll leave a link in the description below, and sorry about mispronouncing the name. The second small airport release this week goes to the team at Any Scenes. This week they released their Fox Island airports for the new sim. The Fox Island is a small group of islands located in the middle of Lake Michigan. This package includes, there's dual airports, so there's two airports, custom coastlines, revised lake shores, animated lighthouse and custom buildings, correct ortho, and a terraform of the mesh. You can pick up your copy of Fox Island directly from the Any Scenes website. I'll leave a link in the description below. Moving on to this week's Microsoft Flight Simulator development news. Sim Update 4 was released this week, version 1.16.2.0. Most of you will be flying it already at the moment, and it seems to be smooth so far. No real massive bugs or issues like we have seen in the past Sim updates. Not really many hidden gems in this release that we didn't already know about. This was one of the boring sim updates that we had to have, in my opinion. We didn't really see any content update features wise. It was really more of a fixer-upper. So here is a couple of highlights. There was a new AirAC cycle 2105. An increased air density of the AI traffic has been done. Atc Phraseology Improvements. I think it's all the standard phraseology. Reduced weather bandwidth. The icing model has been updated and improved with more realistic icing, which was definitely needed. All planes have had some work done to them, but both Cessna 152s and both Cessna 172s and all the turbos have seen most of the updates and upgrades. Basically, Asobo has gone over these big time, and they are going to do with the rest of their aircraft as well. The weather radar now displays precipitation instead of just cloud coverage, and contrails are now displayed on all AI aircraft where applicable. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check out the whole update, but it was really a bunch of fixes and updates on aircraft, mainly for Sim Update 4. This week on Twitch, we were treated with the monthly development Q&A. This is where we pick up most of the information about what's happening short-term and long-term on the development of the sim. The Q&A, this one in my opinion, didn't have as many feature announcements as usual, and this could be because we are thinking about DirectX 12 coming out soon and also a pending Xbox release. But here are some of the highlights that, in my opinion, were quite interesting. The first one had been fly-by-wire, and Microsoft have been able to come with a final agreement, and now the fly-by-wire A320 will be available in the Sim Market store as of today. The team went through a list of updates that they are planning on bringing to the aircraft during the Q&A, and this was done by the fly-by-wire team. We should be expecting the A320 to be updated around every 2 months in the marketplace version, and it's not to be expected as the latest version. It will just be the most stable version the team at Flyby will be working on. That's what they'll be updating. And of course, the updates for the fly-by-wire A320 is all free, so you can go and download it now. There was a new aircraft announcement, and it is the Husky A1C, and it's the next project Asobo has, or aircraft in line that they are creating for the new sim. We should expect to see this in August, and they did mention the Husky has some features and stuff on it that they can't talk about or give any secrets away. Now, when I hear this, I'm assuming there's going to be new tech involved when it comes to the Husky, and the big question that I have is this going to be the aircraft release for the Xbox version? Is this going to be the aircraft that they are going to promote when it comes to Xbox sales? August is the shipping date for Xbox launch, maybe? Could be coincide with this aircraft. Who knows? We could be clutching on straws here, but new plane, new tech that they can't talk about, and August is the first year anniversary of the sim. Time will tell. I might be starting rumors, but hey, you know, I'm thinking about it anyway. The replay function, it did get a mention as well. It's finished working on all the core functions. Basically, it's out of prototype phase and it now needs a UI to work on it. The camera crew, or the guys that do all the cool videos from Microsoft Flight Simulator, they've already been using it. So we should expect to see the replay function in the sim soon, maybe on the next sim update or the one after that. But this is great news. Gliders and helicopters also got a mention. When it comes to gliders, Microsoft have partnered with some gliding expert company, and we should hear more about that announcement in the next Q&A. Also, helicopters, they are currently looking for partners at the moment. They didn't say what they're looking at partners to do specifically with helicopters, but they just said they're looking for partners. No real information or any tidbits around Xbox release date just yet. It was mentioned or was asked about what's happening with a beta, because I did mention that in a few Q&As ago. The team basically said is that they'll have the option to look at perhaps what they could do with a beta in a few weeks and how that could work. Not meaning that they were going to do it, but they'll think about looking at it and what sort of options would be available. So pretty much you can write off all of June and most of July just by going off that there won't be an Xbox release. But Joel did mention that the Xbox tech will be coming across to PC, so they will need to do a flighting and a beta for that for the PC. But in my opinion, we're not going to see an Xbox release in June or pretty much July, which means August is looking better and better in my opinion. And the last part of the development Q&A is World Update 5 is still on schedule. And the team is looking for launching dates probably June the 15th or June the 28th. But all in all, they showed some screenshots of some of the airports and the points of interest. And things are looking good for the next World Update number 5. This week, the marketplace will see 4 new products updated this week. 2 of them are aircraft, one being the fly-by-wire A320, which we mentioned before, and the other one is a new ultralight with a dinghy attached to it. So, yeah, fair enough. 23 new airports have been released in the sim this week in various stores. 1 new aircraft, and 6 sceneries and 2 mission packs. If you like this video as part of our pre-flight checks, hit that like button, and if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more Aus Flight Simmer content. We bring you all the cool and best information when it comes to the Microsoft Flight Simulator development. We also stream every Wednesday and Sunday at 8 PM GMT plus 10. Feel free to drop in and join us in our multiplayer shenanigans. I'm going to leave you with some other Flight Sim videos, maybe a stream here, so feel free to check that out, and I will see you over there.